Welcome to sunny, beautiful Burnaby, British Columbia. Training camp day 2 for the Toronto Raptors here at the Fortius Sport and Health Center. Paul Jones and Sherman Hamilton. And Sherm, Raptors kind of moving through all of the bits and pieces of Dwayne Casey's curriculum as he puts stuff in preparation for the first preseason game Sunday against the Clippers right here in Vancouver. And one of the guys that's going to be a real key this year at both ends is DeMarre Carroll. He'll be a major presence defensively. His offense is better, and you can read the articles right here on Raptors.com, but DeMarre Carroll is going to be a huge key for the Raptors and Dwayne Casey this year.
He is on so many levels, and you know, the reality is when you bring a guy in who's coming from a winning organization, a guy who was a vital piece to them winning, and understanding Dwayne Casey came into this Raptor organization as a defensive-minded coach, and he's bringing in a defensive-minded guy who, as you alluded to, has offense. That's crucial. You're trying to get back to your roots. You're trying to figure out how to galvanize the team on the defensive end. Guess what? Bring some guys in who innately play defense. You don't have to talk to them about it. They will bring that effort on the defensive end. I just like the fact that over the course of media day and early in training camp, we're hearing him talk about, I don't want to talk about it until I do it.
Yeah.
When I do it, that's my leadership style. And we've been around guys who you might as well give them some pom-poms because they're cheerleaders, they talk. But when it comes to actually getting it done in the battle, consistently setting an example, they don't have it. He's talking about being that guy every day for this team. And I think that's music to Dwayne Casey's ears.
And when it happens on the floor, it's easier to say something in the actual locker room because now guys are going to listen. You're not just talking, you're doing, and then you're saying something.
Yeah, it's like the guy who talks about fighting and never wants to throw a punch. If you're going to play and you're going to do that kind of stuff, guess what? When you open your mouth, people have to respect your work. So I think DeMarre Carroll's coming, saying the right things, and for what we know about these practices, he's been bringing it on the defensive end. That's going to give him a lot of leverage and leeway and a lot of listening ears when he decides to open his mouth, because long season, you're going to have to get into some guys, and some guys might want to come back at you. But if you're doing it the right way, they're going to respect it, and they should respond.
All right, let's talk about the other end of the spectrum. Rookie Delon Wright, drafted 20th overall, Raptors' first pick in the 2015 draft, comes out as a 4-year player, Sherm, and that is something that some people look at with two edges to the sword. And some people will say, well, a 4-year player, if he had anything, he would have come out early. And you and I guess, are of a different mindset. Give me the 4-year guy that has a skill set that I can improve, but has also grown. He's got a couple years in junior college, 2 years at University of Utah, under a guy, Larry Kristowiak, that played in the pros. Give me that kid that's a little bit more polished and understands life a little bit better when he's coming to the NBA.
Yeah, your line is, give me that tree with the branches and you can take the seeds.
Yes.
I'm with you. You want to get those guys who have grown up more emotionally and mentally, because when you talk about a skill set, you're on this level for a reason.
Yes.
It's because you have skills. The difference in a lot of guys, as we've seen that have fallen on the wayside, is being able to manage everything around the court. And I think Delon Wright, with an older brother who's played in the league, he's a guy who can help him out as well. He's more mature, and I like the fact that when you put him on the floor, you can get something positive out of him because of the 4 years. Because defensively, he's going to give it to you from the point guard spot, and he can make plays offensively in terms of passing the ball. He's got a lot of work to do in his game. There's no question he's a young player, but the reality is, because of those 4 years, he has something that he can offer more right away.
All right, to that end, Sherm, you talked about his older brother, and his older brother, for those of you unaware, Darrell Wright, drafted right out of high school, out of prep school, by the Miami Heat, wrote an open letter in the Players Tribune where players penned their thoughts to his younger brother about how to conduct yourselves in the NBA. He also said that Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan are friends in the NBA family, and you're in good hands. But how important is it for Delon Wright to have that older brother that's been through it?
I think it's huge. I mean, you think about Darrell Wright's career. He's been through injury coming out of high school. He's had some ups and downs, and he went to a franchise in Miami that had high expectations for him. And I think that whole process, obviously his younger brother's watching it go down, and the conversations they must have had during that time. But the reality is that open letter was a really beautiful thing to see, you know, passing down that knowledge and letting everybody know, hey, I'm just looking out for my brother. And that's what family's supposed to do. But, you know, for a young guy like Delon Wright, he's got that maturity. You know, he's soaking everything up, and he's learning. And I love the way he approaches things. You hear him talk, and he just has this feel to him that he's not really rattled by things. He can really manage things. And I think, especially as a point guard, that's crucial to have. And I think his brother being in the NBA, that letter outlined outlined a lot of the things that he's probably heard many times throughout Darrell Wright's career.
All right, well, that's it for now. Keep it locked here to Raptors.com. As you can see all around us on this page, all kinds of information on training camp.
I'm gonna go get some sun now.
Yeah, well, hopefully the sun is staying with us while we're here for the duration of training camp. Keep it locked right here on Raptors.com for all your Raptors news.